What does Remembrance Day mean to you? To honor a loved one through art is to let love take shape again, in color, in pattern, in the quiet beauty of creation. Hi, I'm Gail Hodgson. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for joining today. We're going to do a really cool project about Remembrance Day. My father, James Hodgson, he was a World War II veteran, and him and his brothers all went to war, and 3 of them came back and 2 didn't. So his brother Albert and Richard did not come back, but Fred and Edwin and James, they came back. And what I'm going to be doing today is a collage that's going to have a vintage flavor, and I'm going to be using some gorgeous photos of my father. I'm going to change them into image transfers how I do that is you take the photo and you take a photocopy of it, and so you have a paper photocopy, and that's what you use in your artwork. So that's what we're going to do, and just want to show you a couple of pictures. Here's this is a bit hard to see because it's faded out, but here's my dad and his brothers, the 5 of them, and here's another picture you can see a little bit better, but there's just the 4 of them here in this picture. And this is really cool. This was a little memorabilia that I used to have, and it was all his, war memorabilia sort of thing with some medals, soldier's paybook, and there was some other little forms. What I did though was I gave this away to a boy cousin, a guy cousin of ours who was really close with my dad, used to go hunting with him. So that got sent to Kevin. And just to show you a couple of pictures, my dad was a messenger or a corporal, they called him. It was Corporal James Hodgson. And he would send messages back and forth on his motorbike. And that's why he's on this motorbike here, which is really cool. Okay, so the project itself is, I'm going to be using photocopies of these photos and turning them into a piece of art that's going to honor my dad. And how I'm going to do that is, here's the image transfers that I'm going to use. And again, what I mean by that is this is a photocopy of the actual photographs, so you're not using the originals. And then we're going to be using gel mediums to get these all on the board, where it's not actually, I'm not gluing the paper to the board, the panel. I'm actually transferring the ink with the gel onto the board with all of these images. And then later, when they're all dry, I'm going to be rubbing the paper off and the ink stays there, which is awesome for your artwork. So that's what we're going to be doing. And I'm going to also be doing a paint finish that makes it look more vintage and aged. As you see here, I've torn all the edges on some of the photos, which also does that as well, which I love that look. And then to sort of finish it all off, to bring my pizzazz into it, I'm going to be painting colorful poppy flowers all around. So that's what we're going to do for our project. I'm excited. In this piece, I wanted to bring my dad's story to life through art, not by recreating the past, but by gently weaving memory into color and texture. Each image transfer feels like a whisper from another time, surfacing through layers of paper and paint. As I work, it feels less like making a picture and more like remembering with my hands, honoring the quiet courage that lives in every story left behind. He served for 5 years, being posted in England and in the front lines of Europe. He was a dispatcher who carried information and messages by motorcycle. He told many stories about the war. Most of them were funny, and some really bizarre stuff, like the time he had to hide his motorcycle in one of those really large European haystacks. And when he woke up in the morning, him and the bike had rolled out of the haystack, and he was exposed in full view in the daylight. He always told that one and made everybody laugh. When the war was declared over, James told the story of how he decided to get some souvenirs from some of the German soldiers he'd spotted. So he went walking over to them to get maybe some belt buckles and stuff. And his commanding officer said to him, "Corporal, you might want to wait. Those soldiers haven't been told the war is over yet." So that was another one. He just really made everybody laugh. I mean, honestly, it's not a laughing situation, when you think about war, but, and to be honest, when I saw the movie, I was kind of clueless. Us daughters, we had no idea my dad's experiences in the war, really, except for those funny stories. But when I saw the movie Saving Private Ryan, I was kind of like shocked at the horror of it all. And I think that's the first time I really got just a glimpse of what he might have went through. And so, he really adapted well to life. Coming back from that, I have to say, he was a very peaceful, lovely person. After returning in the 1950s, that's when he met my mom and had us kids, 3 kids. My main connection to his war past was really, like I said, a bit clueless, but I did observe him. He had an enormous book collection, and all of it was World War II, this, that, and the other thing, and he seemed very fascinated by the war, and he just read tons and tons and hundreds of books, really. So those and some of those funny stories. As the colors begin to bloom, the story changes. The black and white shifts into living color. Red for remembrance, green for life that continues. These poppies carry both beauty and sorrow, yet painting them feels like gratitude made visible. In every petal, I feel his strength, his humor, his quiet resilience. A life remembered, a love honored. Through these images, colors, and shapes, I celebrate his story, the quiet strength, the laughter, the moments that made him who he was. Through art, his memory blooms and lives on, with love, remembering, and gratitude. His story lives here in every layer and detail.